Welcome to the Party Trick Podcast, where we inspire and empower you to elevate every day.
Welcome back to the Party Trick Podcast. Today we're going to talk about icebreakers and conversation starters. I think everyone's been to a party where, it takes a little while to get things going, or you've been at a gathering and then it's just that weird, awkward, quiet moment. And how do you re-engage people? So I like to think about this in a variety of different ways. You can take the really safe approach where you ask people, hey, do you have any travel coming up? What did you do this past summer? Tell me about your children, or tell me about, do you want children in the future? Tell me about your work. I always, instead of doing the what, I like to lead with tell me about. It opens up the conversation a little bit more, and then you can pull out things from their answers and keep the conversation going. Part of this is really about being an active listener. So a lot of times people ask a question but don't really listen to the response. So to keep the conversation going, start with the, hey, tell me about what you did this summer, not just, hey, what did you do? That's a short answer. You're going to get a more helpful answer typically when you start with a tell me. I also really like going into a question and asking something like a little bit off the beaten path. So, okay, here's a good example. It's your last day on earth, wave a magic wand, you can be anywhere with anyone, you have no repercussions. What would you do? I love asking that one. You get really bizarre answers. It also tells you a lot about the person. Really great follow-up can come from that one. Another little hack to get that conversation going quickly, if you're hosting and you have people come over, one of my favorite hacks is leave one thing for the first person to help you with. Whether it's like the candles, pour the water, take something out of the fridge and put it onto, your serving area. I find that if you get people engaged and helping, conversation naturally just starts flowing. It's not about the let me pull a conversation card from a deck, which those are actually awesome and I love those for getting outside of the norm, but it creates something very organic and natural. So definitely keep that one in mind. On to that note about conversation cards and decks. I love these. If you want to go a little bit more in depth than just kind of that shallow conversation that often happens at cocktail parties or at dinner parties, bring out one of those decks or bring a game into it because it will transport you and take you to a different spot. I think when you ask those questions that are slightly more engaging and go deeper, those create some memorable moments and they imprint a little bit more on the people that are engaged together. So feels a little cheesy for many. I get a lot of pushback when I say, hey, do you want to do this? Or encourage people to get those conversation decks. But I strongly recommend keeping an open mind, try something, and have a conversation that's different versus just the, hey, what did you do this past summer? Tell me more about it. Those are great ways to get it going, but you want to go deeper? Those are some great hacks. See you next time.